Hello, today I'm going to tell you something more about Roularta and if it's a good idea to invest in the company or a bad idea. First, I'm going to tell you something about Roularta in the introduction. Secondly, I will tell you the financial situation. And third, I will tell you something about the competition that Roularta has with other companies. And I will also tell you the conclusion if it's a good or bad idea to invest in Roularta. First of all, I will start with my introduction. Roularta Media Group is a Belgian publisher and it's also a media company. Roularta is located in Roularta and it was founded by Willy de Nulf in 1954. Roularta is known for magazine as the Flair and newspapers as the Krant and also the Krant van West-Vlaanderen, or better say the newspaper of West Flanders. Now I will tell you something more about the financial situation of Roularta. So I will tell you something more about the ratios. First of all, you have the current ratio. The current ratio is a liquidity ratio that measures a company's ability to pay short-term and long-term obligations. The ratio compares current assets to current liabilities. The current assets, they include cash accounts, receivable, inventory, and other assets that are expected to be turned cash in less than a year. Current liabilities include short-term debts and accurate liabilities. A current ratio that's greater than 1 indicates that the company should be able to remain solvent in short term. At the moment, the current ratio of the Roularta Media Group is 1.3, so it's greater than 1, so that's very good. But at the moment, it's now in November, so it could be changed a little bit. So this is the graphic of the current ratio over the years. You can see in 2013 it was 1, and after it grow until 2016. In 2017 there was a drop. There is no clear reason for it because it's always been positive and they don't changed a lot of things. So you can also see that now at the moment it has been a growth. So the current ratio is overall positive. The current ratio has to be greater than 1, but if it's more than 4, it's also not good. So the best thing for the current ratio is if it's between 1 and 2.5. So you can see that the current ratio of Roularta is very good. After the current ratio, you can also look to the quick ratio. So the quick ratio is also known as the asset ratio. This is stricter liquidity ratio than the current because of the fact that the inventory and the accurate liabilities aren't included. That's the reason why the quick ratio gives a better view of the liquidity of a company than the current ratio. Also here the ratio has to be greater than 1, but also when it's above 4 it's also not that good. So also the perfect ratio is between 1 and 2.5. So the formula is the liquid assets to current liability. Now I will show you the graphic. You can see that in 2013 it was also 1. It goes above, and also in 2017 there was a drop. Also here there is no clear reason why it dropped so fast, but no, at the moment in 2018 it's already much better, as you can see. Over the years it has also been almost the same like a current ratio if you look to the difference of the two. Now I will tell you something about the net income or the net profit of the company. So the net income represents the amount of the money remaining after all operating expenses, interest, taxes, and preferred stock dividends have been dedicated from a company's total revenue. So the formula is total revenue minus the total expenses. Also here I have two graphics. As you can see, the first graphic is from June and December 2016, June, December 2017, and also at the moment at June 2019, 4 months ago. I took two graphics to show you that it's also you can also see 2018. As you can see, in 2013 and 14 at the right graphic, it was down one. It was very bad. In 2017, it wasn't also that good. So in all financial statistics, excuse me, you can see that there is in 2017 it wasn't that good year. But as you can see, the difference between 2017 at the right and 2018 at the left in June, there was more than 70 million euros difference in the net income. So you can see it wasn't 2017 wasn't a good year, but no, after all, it isn't a good. It is, excuse me, it is a good year. And now I will tell you something more about the competition that Roularta had with other companies and other mediums. So you can see Roularta, so you know Roularta has competition with Persgroep and Medialaan. They are also very known in that sector, but they have also cooperation with online newspapers and television, because Roularta, it has paper magazines, and nowadays a lot of people read their newspapers online on tablets, on iPads. So there is a new market inside the market of magazines. Therefore, I have also a second, a third graphic, and there you can see the turnover and the debt between Roularta and the Persgroep. At the moment, excuse me, Roularta has a turnover that's is smaller than the turnover of the Persgroep, but you can also see that the depths of Roularta are also larger than from the Persgroep. So this graphic, you can see that the Persgroep has less depths, so it's more positive than Roularta, but Roularta has still a positive outcome of their turnover. So that isn't, it isn't because the Persgroep has more positive numbers that Roularta isn't profitable. So as a conclusion, I want to tell you two different things. First of all, I would tell you in why I think it's in short term a good or a bad idea, and in long term a good or bad idea. At a moment, I think it's a good idea to invest in Roularta. They are still growing and have good ratios. And they can still win against the competition with others. They have more depth than the Persgroep, but it doesn't mean they aren't profitable. But in long term, I think it's a good idea to invest in Roularta, because you have a lot. You will get more competition with the online newspapers, with the magazine on iPad, tablets, because there it is. It's a new market and it's still growing. More and more people read it online. I hope you know more. You know at that moment. You know, excuse me. I hope you know a bit more about Roularta Media Group, and hope you know if you want or doesn't want to invest in Roularta.